Okay. So, y'all know I like to switch things up because everyone does the same thing every day, and y'all know how to work your business. So today I want to cover batch posting. So I always have a ton of you all messaging me saying that your issue is posting. And I know we've been talking about this lately, and I know we've been covering like what to post. And I know my work with me last week, I talked about my different subjects that I post and the way that I broke it down on different days if I needed to follow something. So we are going to just basically go over some topics to cover. Usually I would do longer than this, like the amount of time I'm going to give you on each thing, but this is recorded, so you all can always just write it down and go back and do it later. But the first thing that I want you all to do is let's go to Pinterest and find some quotes, find some just some things that, for one, you can find some cute quotes to put in your stories. That can be the first thing that you do, but you can also save those too, like type them out in your notes. So we can use those for like morning motivation posts. Like, if I already posted today, but if I went on there and I just put like some kind of quote and then I wrote a post with it, that's what I want you all to do. So let's go to Pinterest. We're going to spend maybe like 4 or 5 minutes on Pinterest finding some quotes. So you can go on here and just do like, go getter. If I could type go getter quotes. And what? Yeah, hot. So the first thing that came up was like, what if I fail, and it's marked out and it says fly. So things like that. You can obviously post something cute like that in your stories, but you can save that, type it out and save that and use it for another post, because you can roll with it like, what if I fail, and then mark it out and say fly, because you can use different fonts, and then talk about that. What if you did join this business and you were successful? What if you did come in and you killed it? So you can turn anything, any kind of quote, into a post. Like the next one on here says choose happiness. So you can type your post out that says choose happiness and then list the reasons why. I'm grateful I woke up this morning. I'm grateful that I have heat in my house when it's cold. I'm choose happiness. Like, you can roll with whatever with these quotes. So you can save them on your Pinterest. You can screenshot them and put them in your stories, but don't screenshot and post these on your wall. That's just, you're not going to get much from it. So like I said, just type it out and save it, and we'll roll with that and make some posts off of those. So I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to save some quotes really quick, and then we will go from there.
Hi, I'm sorry. My little girl distracted me. What was the last part of what you just said? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We're just going to Pinterest right now. I'm gonna put everything in the chat too. I'm about to type it in the chat. But we're just going to Pinterest right now and finding some different quotes, and you can put them on your stories if you want to, but just saving the wording, like typing out the wording, and we're gonna use those for posts.
Thank you.
Welcome. Also, I do want to say the reason we do this is you're going to figure out when your best, I don't know, brain moments are. I do my best stories in the morning, like my unfold stories. I don't know why, but like when I wake up and I take my capsules and I'm like chilling for a minute trying to wake up, that's when I do my best unfold stories. I don't know why, but I figured that out. So if you have these ideas saved, all you have to do is go to that note and see what it says, and then girl, go off of that and write your post or your unfolds or whatever. So this is just the reason I do this. That way the hard work is done and then you just got to write the post and it'll just kind of flow. So you'll find your groove and your times that you do best with that. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to speed through this because I don't want to keep y'all on here forever. And I mean, like I said, it's recorded and you can also write these prompts out. I'm going to share them too. But I mean, just from going, I literally searched go getter quotes and there's so much on here. Like one says, don't look back. You're not going that way. You can make whole posts with all of these. Decide what you want, believe you can have it, believe you deserve it, believe it's possible for you, then rant about it. You can post these with selfies, you can post this whatever. So there's literally no excuse to not have posts, y'all. No excuse. When you sit down and do the easy part or the hard part, I don't know if this is the easy or hard part, but saving this stuff and then just flowing with it after. Okay, so y'all can spend all day doing that. So I'm going to move on. The next thing I want to, I'm not going to give y'all like 4 or 5 minutes in between these because, like I said, I'm going to type them out and y'all can save them and you can go back and do this. But I want you all to, I'm going to give you all some like writing prompts to talk about with posting. So, you usually do like a motivation post, a non business related post, something like that, like we just did with the quotes. And then these are going to be like more so business related, whether it's product or business. So the first one I want to I want you can literally get on your notes or your notebook, whatever, and write these down and then rant about it to yourself. So the first one is going to be what's the best thing that you've done for yourself or your family from this business? And it can be health related. It can even be as simple as my capsules wake me up and make me a better mom. Like, what has this business or these products done for you personally or for your family? This is the things that you got to talk about. If you're not talking about what this has done for you, and it doesn't have to be spammy, it can literally, my people know I don't function without my capsules. They know this. So that's why people buy capsules from me. So it really helps me to write out my stories like on a piece of paper before I even try or anything. That way I can get my thoughts out on paper and it works exactly. Yes. I like that. I'm a pen and paper person too. I like to just like, what's it called? The brain dump. I like to just write all kinds of crap out. That's how I use my planner actually. So anyways, so I want you to talk about that. I'll give y'all like 1 or 2 minutes to just, you can jot down ideas. You don't have to like write paragraphs or anything, but jot down ideas like thyroid issues. It fixed those for me. Or it gives me the energy to be a mom. It gives me extra money every week to pay for daycare. It does whatever. I want you to write these things down, what it's done for you personally or for your family. Sorry, I was trying to get it to type. It kept trying to make me reply to someone privately. So I just put it in the chat. You might have to scroll up someone else. Oh, there it goes. But what's the best thing that you've done for yourself or your family from this business? Or it can be health related or something like that. I just put it in the chat though. Yeah, that's what I was sharing on the Wednesday training. I don't know if y'all were on there last night, but as soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get my capsules in. Like, I think that you have to come to that point to actually be successful. And then if you're not sharing about that, but you truly do love the products, that's what you're missing. People know that I love my products. I mean, even if I don't even talk about my business, they know that I love my freaking capsules. So make sure you all are sharing that with people. Okay, I'm about to post the next prompt really quick in here. Like I said, I know I'm speeding through this, but I don't want to hold y'all on here forever. We have things to do. So the next one is just, I want you to think about some struggles, even if you work a 9 to 5 job, or if you have in the past, or even if you haven't, I'm sure you can come up with something. I don't know what everyone's done before, but what are some struggles that you've had with your past job or with your current job or something like that? Is it boss related? You can't stand your boss. Maybe you're a server, so there's not really any promotion opportunities. Maybe you couldn't get off for an event. Like the day that I quit my job, it's been, hold on, let me think. I don't know, how old is Daylon? She's almost 9. So um, I don't know. It's been like 5 or 6 years when I quit my job. But they wouldn't let me off for her birthday because 2 weeks before her birthday, we both had the flu. So I had taken off a week and used all my PTO time, and they tried to tell me that I couldn't take off my kid's birthday. I never went back. Like, I didn't even put in a 2-week notice, okay? And I've been home ever since. Like, I don't play about my kids. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's an option. I'm not telling you quit your job at all. I was able to at the time, but I want you to talk about that. So your health issues, maybe you don't get time off. Maybe you don't want your kids in daycare anymore. Maybe you can't afford daycare. Talk about those struggles, those things that you've been through or you're going through or whatever. Yeah, and then like I said, some of you all may love your job, and that's totally fine. Maybe it's just like an inconvenience or something sometimes, or I don't know. You can kind of talk about anything, just related to some struggles that you have, and it could be, I don't know. You can talk about co-parenting. Maybe you co-parent. Talk about struggles with that. So yeah, I'm gonna give you all a couple minutes for that one. Okay. Any advice on how to post about hating your current job without being super negative? I hate my job, but I don't want to bash it on social because I'm scared someone at work would see. Just can't find the balance on posting it appropriately, so I don't. But I feel like a lot of people could relate to that. Hold on, let me think, because it's been a minute since I've related to this. So if you all have any suggestions, you can unmute and give her suggestions or put it in the chat. I don't know. Maybe just
I personally, good morning, guys. It's Mel. I personally feel the same about my job, and I have now. She used to be my peer, so now she's my manager. She's still my friend on Facebook. My director is also my friend on Facebook, and I personally don't like the job. They know that I am looking to definitely be 100% an entrepreneur. I have not been, I guess, quiet about that in those regards. However, on my posts, I definitely keep it positive, right? I look at the good aspects of my job that I do like. The fact that number one, I am a leader, right? And I get to develop that skill at work in my 9 to 5, which also helps me in my business in being a leader as well and trying to organize things. And I feel like personally, I'm all over the place. So a lot of things that I have to do at work in my 9 to 5 help me apply those same things in knowing what I have to do to make this business successful. So even though you may hate it, just I guess like post about the things that you do like, the things that you're looking forward to getting over. So like for example, you don't want to go into work every day to have meetings, right? Then post something like, man, I'm working so hard and can't wait for the day to be able to not have back-to-back meetings, working 9 to 7 and only having one break. I mean, because that's the story of my life. And that's the restroom if I get to go there. So that's usually how I look at it. It's my recommendation. Not sure if that helped.
And there's ways to word it too, like maybe you can say something like, I don't know if you have kids or not, before I say any of this, if you all have kids, but like posting, I hate having to drop my kids off at daycare every day. I can't wait until the day that I can spend more time with them. You didn't necessarily say you were going to quit your job, so nobody has to kind of take that out of context. but I can't wait until I have more time at home, or I can't wait to spend more time with my kids. I can't wait to control my own schedule, whatever. And that can mean a million things. Maybe people at your work think that you're trying to promote at your job so you could have more time or something. So any way that you can do it like that, or you can, I know when I worked, I really talked about just having a side hustle and extra money, and then being able to work it in the middle of my day or on my lunch break or something like that. I use that a lot. And I was going to say something else. And someone said you can block people from posts. I've done that before too. When I actually wasn't friends with people that I worked with, just because I don't know, like I just didn't want them on my Facebook, I guess. But you could post to people. Like you can post it, it'll say like everybody but, and you can block people from your posts. It's a lot of work to do that. So you could really just, like she said, talk about the silver lining of it. Like, I love my job, but dang, sometimes I wish I could be home more. Just ways to word it. Talk about why you're working towards the end goal without, cut it off. Without like listing and ranting out why you hate your job. Just spin it so positive. Exactly how I said. Yeah, exactly. So does that mean when you do that you aren't public? Yeah, I think that when you change it to that, you post to everybody, but I think you have to take it to just friends, so you wouldn't be public. So yeah.
You
So
can
that's
also change your status, Carissa, or that friend status, and put them like in a restricted view, right? So then all they see is like posts every now and then, ones that you kind of like make public, but it limits what they can see. So I have them like a lot of my coworkers now that have moved up. So my director's on a restricted view. So if you click on the friend and it'll say like Steve friendship or edit friendship, or where it says friends with the check mark. If you click on that, there's a list that's in there. Either if you have one created, if you don't, there is one that's automatically given by Facebook called restricted. So they could still be your friend. They just don't see most of anything, like really literally anything, because I've tested it before. I just don't know what is restricted specifically.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So, I mean, like I said, you can play around with it. And of course, you don't want to get on Facebook and talk about how you hate your job anyways. You want to always I don't want to say never be negative, but, you have to be relatable sometimes. But just post about the good parts of it or the reasons that you do want to come home. I hope that helps, I guess. And I know it's been a few minutes, so we will go ahead and do the next prompt. Let me pull my notes up so I can copy and paste it. So the next one you can talk about, let me copy this. What is something that you've struggled the most with your health? So like, how has your 3 steps helped? And I know I talked about this a little bit last week, but like, I know I've had thyroid issues. I've had low iron. I've been anemic for a long time. My blood draws and stuff like that always came up weird, and the last time that I was at the doctor this year, everything was completely perfect. All of my levels were perfect. And I know like Gia is pregnant. You can talk about things like that. If it's very, you can't make medical claims, so let me preface that. So when I talk about my thyroid, I don't say, oh my gosh, my 3 steps fixed my thyroid, but there's ways of saying things, and if it's your own personal story, then you can talk about that. So yeah, that's the next thing is, hold on, Ari. Why? We're not going to the pool. So something you struggled with the most with your health. So I will post this in the chat. Sorry, she's loud.
So something I say, because I like preach about like gut health, is I say that it's managed. Never, because we can't make medical claims. So never say like, oh, my gut health is totally healed from my 3 steps. You can't say that, even though I think it is, but it's like, it's managed, because you still, although I don't go to the doctors or like take any of, medications that they tried to give me, or, have to go through so many tests or whatever, I'm feeling good. Obviously with any medical condition or, disease or illness, you might have a flare up. And I talk about that too. Like I'll talk about, and I have a flare up, but it's not as bad as it's been in the past, being that I'm on the product. So you can say it in a way because you don't want to make medical claims that is definitely against compliance. But I always say like it's managed versus like, don't say like cured or healed or anything like that. Same thing goes with like anxiety. We all know that like Black labels help. A ton of us got off of anxiety medication because I felt confident enough to do that. Not because it's like healed or cured or whatever. We all still have these bouts of anxiousness, stress, things like that. And you could talk about that because that makes you real, but definitely in terms of the health, because I talk about this one a ton. I always say like managed, or like I feel confident knowing that like, you know, my products have my back, something like that.
I have a question. Since I deal with PCOS and a side effect of PCOS is tiredness, is that something that I can go talk about?
Yes, if you didn't see Krista and I shaking our head, absolutely. Fatigue is a huge one. Like anything that you feel good about from these products, share that. Regardless of if like somebody else could relate with it, like who has PCOS, like definitely fatigue is a huge one. Fatigue comes with like so many health issues. I'm sure thyroid issues, gut health, like it comes with so much. And that's really something that these products can focus on is managing that fatigue and lessening it because you have the energy to do more. So absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, my kid was talking to me when you were asking that. But so another thing that I share, I started the products when Ari was 4 weeks old. And I've had several friends that had it approved while they were pregnant to take too. But I talk about that because it's my personal journey. I tell people like, and it relates to a lot of newborn moms. I don't know how I would have made it through. I didn't necessarily struggle with postpartum depression, but I had like the baby blues and I never slept. My kid never slept. I talk about those things because that was what started this for me. That is what made this journey easier. I mean, I guess I can say easier, but so many moms can relate to that. They don't even have to have newborns. Kids never freaking sleep. Like you just never know if your kid's going to sleep or not. So really just talking about how, because we all know you can go on 1 or 2 hours of sleep. I've done that several freaking times and I take my capsules and I'm good to go. So making sure that you're talking about that. What would you suggest when someone's giving you a bunch of cues like they're so broke or they're depressed and they need to lose weight, bringing up the opportunity and first them while being genuine. And I also helping people see the value of what we have and why it costs what it costs for people with money and objections. So bringing it up genuinely, I just kind of say, so say G is messaging me and she's like, well, I'm broke, I'm depressed, I need to lose weight, blah, blah. I just talk about, what is it, the feel, felt, found. So I felt the same, or I don't know. I felt the same way, girl. I get it. And I say this to people all the time. I'm like, girl, same. I talk like I talk. And I'm like, I've been there. I totally get it. That's why I started. Like it's not selling something if you're passionate about it. If you truly feel like the products would change the person's life because they truly changed yours, don't feel icky about it. It is genuine. I genuinely love my product, so I'm going to genuinely bring it up. That's the thing that you may have like a limiting belief or like a mindset thing with that, or if you feel like you're selling someone, then you are. So you need to switch that around because I don't feel like I'm selling people. I know what my products do. So I'm very confident with that. So like I said, I'm just like, same girl. Like that's why I started this business. That's why I started these products. Helping people see the value. So money objections to me is just them not seeing the value. So you have to show them, like when you're talking to them, are you voice messaging? Do they hear your energy? People hear me at like 10 o'clock at night and they're like, wow, like how are you still going? I don't know. My products, I guess. Like I just feel this way. I get on my stories, I get on my live and I have this energy. When I'm talking about my products, people can see and feel and hear that I love my products. So that's the thing. You got to build value in your stories, in your posts, and in your conversations. Now, I'm not saying you're never going to have money objections or people saying, the people aren't just going to throw money at you, but you have to just I don't prove anything to anybody, so that's not where I was going with that. But you just have to show that, okay, my products are bomb. Do you want them or not? I'm not going to convince you. Like, you either do or you don't. Because if they're talking about these money issues and they can't take that leap and order, then you're going to be following up with them over and over again, and they're just going to stay the same. Like, you can only prove so much to someone and talk about your products, and they're either going to go for it or not. So that's just my thing with that. I don't, like, once somebody tells me they don't have the money like 5 times, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me know when you do. They obviously don't want it enough. Let me see. There's other messages. What is something you struggled most? Oh, that's me. Shakira, medical condition. Yeah. Make sure I didn't miss. Passion isn't pushy. Yeah, that's where I was going with that. You knew that. Being bold and owning what you have your hands on. Exactly. So like I said, if you're doing all these things, you can't be hard on yourself. If you're talking about it in your stories, if you're talking about it in conversations, if your energy is right, you can't convince someone that's not ready. So they either are or they aren't. You just got to move on. As long as you're doing your part, you're good to go. So let's see. Next prompt. This one's just like a basic talking to people. Trying to think of how to word this. I just put to the girl who feels lost with. So this can be anything. So let me type this up. To the girl. Or you can even say mom, to the girl, or to the mom who feels. And I'm just going to put who feels because it can be anything. So lost, tired, bored, lonely. Like all these things, you can fill the gaps in their life. Lonely, then you got a community to help with. Tired, products. Lost, maybe they're looking for their purpose. Bored, I get that. Like some moms don't want to just sit at home, especially newborn moms. They're stuck at home. You know, they may work a 9 to 5 or whatever. They don't want to leave their baby, but then the newborn might sleep or whatever, and they're just bored out of their mind. They need something to do. I feel like every woman needs something to be a part of. They need something to do. They need something to be passionate about. So you can spin that post however you want to, but to the girl or mom who feels, and then whatever comes to mind. Hold on, someone's calling me. Not even popping up. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, y'all. So you can spin that however you want to. Lost, tired, bored, lonely, whatever. Just kind of type that out, and you can come up with some posts that way. And it's 11:35. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the next prompt too. I'm going to go ahead and type it up so y'all can work. Sorry, y'all can work on that one for a second. Okay, I went ahead and put the other one in the chat so y'all can go ahead and have it because I'm probably going to end soon. It's already 11:36. Y'all know I don't like keeping y'all on here forever. I want you all to be able to get off of these things and implement, not just take all the notes and not do anything about it. Yes? Crying? Who's crying? She is? Okay. Ingredient for blast. I can try to look in a second. So what is being able to make money from your phone done for you, and what are you working hard towards? So I kind of touched on this earlier when I was talking about a 9 to 5 job, but when I worked my job, I just really talked about that extra money. So if you're selling a mini pack and that's 25 or 40 bucks or whatever, what can that do for you? Will it fill up your gas tank?
Mommy.
What I get to be home with this child right here. That's what this does for me. I'm able to work from my phone and make money. And like we went and sold a mini this morning. Just posted on Facebook. Touches on this. Oh, Well, go look at Brittany's post, and I haven't even seen it. But just really talking about why this is so easily fit into a day, why this is so flexible for somebody to make extra money. Like this morning, like I said, we ran and met a girl at Burger King for a mini pack, and now I can use that $40 for whatever I needed to use it for. So just that extra money, how that comes in handy, yes. And then talk about your goals. What are you working towards? You don't have to necessarily say like, oh, I'm pushing for 12K. People aren't going to know what that means, but maybe you're pushing for a rank that gets you a car. You don't have a car, or you have a car but you need a new one because it's just not a reliable car. Really talk about like what you're pushing towards. People need to know, are you pushing for what? Yeah, it's okay. Just talk about your goals. Are you trying to bring in just a little extra money a month to help your husband pay the bills, or, whatever? So that is really the last writing prompt that I had for you all. All of this should get you through the next week, if not longer. Thinking about these things and posting these things each weekly, it's going to help. So I know just this morning with those quotes we got off of Pinterest, those will help a ton. Make sure you're doing those in the mornings, usually like a morning motivation, or even one before bed or something. Thank you. Thanks everyone for the advice. Oh, you're welcome. So yeah, really take these things and get creative with them, make them unfold, make them stories. Stay active. There's no reason you can't post on Facebook every day or on your social media every day, at least once or twice. We just gave you all so many post ideas, all the quotes to use, all the things. So just be creative. The ball is in your court at this point. We can only tell you all what to do or how to do things so much. You have to go and implement. You have to go do these things. You have to make it you. So I hope all of this helps. Coffee in one hand, confidence in the other. That's cute. Coffee in one, shake in the other hand. Exactly. So you can make these things however you want to make them. But yeah, I hope this helped. If you all have any questions, let me know. This is recorded. I will upload it. It usually doesn't take too long, and I will post it. And also, people always ask, like, let me just put this out there. People will say, well, where's last night's training or this or that? If you all don't follow me and Brittany and whoever on YouTube, that's all you got to do. It will show you your subscriptions. When Brittany posts a new video, it'll show you on that tab. So there's no reason, like, if it's not posted, obviously, but like I always post my stuff, so it's gonna be on there. Make sure you all are going to look for it before you like ask a million people. Yes, Courtney, Brittany, everybody. So anyways, I hope you all have a great Thursday, and I literally couldn't find the last night. All right, y'all have a good night or a good day. It's a good day. Have a good day.